Okay, year 13s, in this video we're going to look at solving differential equations again, but just some cases that need a little bit more consideration. So with this one here, we've got x and y on different sides, so we want to kind of split up the way it is. So if we times both sides by dx, we'd end up with x dy equals y dx, and that's no good for integrating because we'd be integrating y with respect to x with respect to y and y with respect to x, which doesn't really make sense. And so we need to times both sides by the reciprocal of x and also times both sides by the reciprocal of y. And so on this side the x's cancel out, and on this side our y's cancel out. So we end up with 1 over y dy equals 1 over x dx. And now that we have our variables matched, we can integrate both sides. So 1 over y integrates to natural log of y, and 1 over x integrates to natural log of x, and we have plus c. Okay, so we want it in terms of y, so we take the power of e to both sides, and so that cancels out our natural logs, and so we end up with y equals x. And because this is adding, when power is adding, that's the same as timesing by whatever that power is. And because you've got e to the power of c, that in itself is going to be a constant. And so we can write this simply as y equals c times x. Okay, so for our next example, we've got a similar situation here where we can split it up into dy equals negative y dx, and so we could write it as 1 over y dy, and on this side we'll leave it as negative 1 dx because it'll make it slightly easier to integrate. Okay, so integrating both sides here, this side integrates to natural log of y, and the other side integrates to negative x plus c. And so if we take the power of e to both sides, we end up with y equals e to the negative x plus c, and we can write that as y equals e to the negative x times e to the c. And when we get e to the c, we often just write that as a constant. So we can write this as y equals k for constant, we usually use when we're timesing, to the negative x. So even though we've got the other one over here with the c, usually when we're writing it as a timesing constant, we write it as a k. Alright, so have a go at exercise 23.05.